Well, hey everybody, Andy here. Thanks for joining me today. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about my Backcountry water kit. So get comfortable and let's dive right in. So for me, there's a few important things that your water kit needs to be able to handle. So first and foremost, for me, it needs to be able to quickly make water. It's not something that I want to be sitting around waiting for. You know, if we come upon a water source like this and we're low on water, I'd like to be able to refill my reserves fairly quickly. So, you know, the old tried and true way when I first got started was, you know, backcountry was boiling water, and it's just not practical when you're hiking, when you're canoeing, when you're doing these different activities. Typically, you're traveling from one place to another, so being able to quickly process water and make it safe to drink quickly is very important. So that's one of my things. The other thing is I'd like to have multiple ways to do it. So I will typically have a primary way, and I'll typically have a backup. That's important to me too. And thirdly, I like it to be fairly lightweight. So can I throw it in a backpack and it's not going to, you know, weigh me down or add a lot of stress to my travel. And fourth, I would say the ability to carry and store water above and beyond what, you know, you might be carrying an Nalgene, you might be carrying a bladder, you might go through stretches of time on the trail where it's a greater distance between water sources. So having a Nalgene or two might not be enough, or having a 3-liter water bladder might not be enough. So I wanted something that was expandable that could also handle being able to carry additional water if needed, but that could be lightweight and very packable. So, you know, having 5 of these in my backpack for me wasn't a reasonable solution. One, they're too heavy and they take up way too much space, and when they're empty, they still take up that same amount of space. So I wanted to find something that was a little more flexible, that when I'm not using it I can pack it down, but when I do need it I can fill it up and carry quite a bit of extra water. I will typically carry one item like this. Even when I go to Philmont, I will probably still take a single Nalgene, and I will take probably a single Smartwater bottle. That's lighter weight, it's refillable too, but one of them will probably be for regular water and one will be for smellables. So one I can add some kind of Gatorade or electrolyte kind of supplement to add in our adventures there. So this one's tried and true. I took this one to Boundary Waters, but I do realize that they're heavier, so I don't like the idea of having multiple ones of these. Maybe one, if not, multiple smart water bottles, 1 liter, that will be plenty. So here they are all laid out. We'll typically have either another bottle, like a smart water bottle, or a bladder that I will take with me depending on the type of activity that I'm doing. Today, just a little day hike through the park. A Nalgene is going to be plenty of water storage for me, but on a hike I prefer to have actually both a water bottle and a bladder, so that while you're hiking it's very easy to drink through the tube, through the bite valve, and when you stop and you're at camp, I typically don't like to go back to my backpack to get drinks throughout the rest of the evening, so having something like an Nalgene where I can carry that around camp is just a convenience. So I like to have that. How this system works is I will have 2 options to process water. So the first option that I use is my Sawyer squeeze. Okay. Now I've also put a cleaning coupling that you can buy for Sawyer that fits right on there. I'll have a valve that I'll use for water bottles if I have one that that doesn't have that. I will also have a plunger that I can use to clean out the Sawyer. Every once in a while you need to flush it out. It does get clogged up from time to time, so having that does allow you to continually process more and more water throughout your trip. I've used the Sawyer Mini before. I find that the Sawyer Squeeze has a little better flow rate and also does not clog quite as quickly. So for those benefits, I'll take a little bit extra on the weight to do that. Now I'll also carry something like the Aquamira drops, which you can use to chemically treat the water. So if you have a failure with your filter, you still have a way to process water quickly and effectively. In as soon as 15 to 30 minutes, you have drinkable water. So having some redundancy, I'll carry the extra weight to do that. But the Cnoc bags, I like these because they're fairly lightweight, and they're extremely easy to fill and refill and reuse, and they're durable. They're kind of this almost rubbery material. So it's very different from the Sawyer bags that they send, that you can buy with the Sawyer Squeeze or the Sawyer Mini, that are a little more rigid, and I also feel like over time they would be a little more prone to punctures. These to me seem a lot more durable than that other option. But the bigger reason why these have won me over is just how they're filled up. So to fill one of these up, it's really simple. There'll be a top cover that will slide off, okay? And then it will fold open, and then you'll have a wide mouth opening to fill with water. So you don't have to worry about filling it through the nozzle end, which is kind of what you're stuck with on the Sawyer bags. So I love this one because it's real easy that with your index finger, middle finger, and thumb, you can kind of bend that rubber opening to get it open. So just that easily, fold it back over, slide that together, and there you've got your dirty water bag. So this then I would connect to the Sawyer Squeeze, and then either can use that to squirt into my water bottle or connect the other bag, which is my clean water bag. So the orange one is always my dirty bag and the blue one was always my clean. So connect the filter between them, and then you've got a gravity filter system. So let me show you what that looks like. So we filled our dirty water bag, okay? And now what I'm going to do is I've connected the clean water bag, okay, which is color coded, to the cleaning coupling on the side of the squeeze where the water will exit. And then this is where you want to connect the other bag, and then you can hang them. So what I would typically do is I have a carabiner, a strap, and I'd hang it on a tree, so this would just hang there. And then I could use both hands to screw that on. So since I don't have that piece of it with me today, I'll just kind of walk you through. Okay. So you'll do that. Then I'll flip it over, attach the carabiner to this side, and you've got a gravity flow system. So hang that on a tree, walk away, go finish something else that you're working on, come back 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, and you've got 2 liters of water. And then you can cap the top of the clean water jug and carry that around camp if you need be. You can drink out of it. You can fill that with, you can fill other jugs with this clean bag. And that's typically what we did on our trip. We would have this running, and as you can tell, that filters pretty quickly. And then that water is instantly drinkable. So this will filter out any of the harmful bacteria that can make you sick. So one other factor that I really liked about this too was because they're so flexible and packable, what you can do is you can fill a clean water jug, and say you're hiking through a stretch where it's going to be quite a distance before you get to your next water source. So now you can cap this one, throw it in your bag, and you've got a backup source to refill your jugs or your bladders. Then what you can also do is go back to your water source and fill this 2-liter dirty bag up with water and use the chemical treatments, add those droplets to this bag, throw it in your pack as well, and then within 15 to 30 minutes, this one is now drinkable as well. So you have a way of carrying 4 liters of extra water in addition to whatever bladder and water bottle system that you have. So I love the fact that it was so expandable. And we're about halfway done. So that gives you some kind of idea of just how quickly you can process water, even for larger groups. They now have a 3-liter bottle that's come out on the orange side. I'm still waiting for them to come out with a 3-liter bag for the other side. So again, I can keep a color-coded system. So I always have a clean bag, I always have a dirty bag. But if for some reason you mess up and you contaminate the clean bag on accident, that's where the drops come in, or the purifying tablets, because you can throw them in both bags and sanitize both with that chemical treatment. So if there was anything that was in those bags, now you've cleaned that out. You've killed any bacteria or viruses that could be harmful. So here I've actually just used the bag because they do have a hook on the bottom of it, and I just bring a little carabiner. So you can just wrap it around itself, hook that bag to the other. Your clean bag, you can just unscrew this and cap that, and you're good to go. And then you can redo it over and over and over. So in the span of 5 to 10 minutes, you can process 2 liters of water. So if you've got a 20-minute break, you can do quite a bit of water. And if you got 2 of these on a crew, for example, like we're going to be heading out to Philmont with maybe as many as 12 people, this is pretty quick, but you might want a second one. But it's just a great system, and I have not found anything that's as packable, as expandable, as lightweight, and as quick as the Sawyer Squeeze with the 2 Cnoc bags. So the Aquamira drops are my backup option. So how that works is there's a cap that comes on one. What you do is you add drops of each, 7 drops of each into this cap. So 7 drops of one, 7 drops of the other. Wait 5 minutes. It'll turn a yellowish color, and then you dump it in your bottle. And that will treat a liter. So it's scalable. It's real easy. 14 and 14 if you want to do a 2-liter bag, or whatever size. So you can do the calculations, and you've got that as a backup. Then I can also do that on my dirty bag to make it a clean bag after the fact. So these have been great because they're compact, they're lightweight, and the chlorine dioxide, I've used the drops and I've used the tablets. You can bring a pack of tablets too. The tablets are designed to work on a liter or 32 ounces as well. So I've used both. Currently I'm carrying these. This can treat a lot more just because of the volume. Otherwise you'd be carrying quite a few packets of tablets to treat a larger volume if you've got a larger group going with you, like what we're doing on Philmont. Something like this would make a lot of sense. If the filter breaks, the drawback to these is it doesn't filter out the fine particles in the water. So what I typically do in that situation is I've got a neck gaiter or a handkerchief or a bandana, something that I'm carrying with me, even a camp towel, where you can put that over your water bottle and filter out any of the larger particles, and you have cleaner water, and then you can treat that after the fact and have a much better experience. So that's the backup piece. Well, that's it in a nutshell. There you go, 2 liters of clean water, drinkable, in 5 to 10 minutes. So hopefully you found that video useful. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe, like, share. I appreciate all the support that you give. We'll see you next time. Stay hydrated. Be well.